Welcome back to another episode of On The Ball's Talking Points, the show where we discuss noteworthy things that happen in English football. It's been a while, but we are back. Due to the weirdness of this season, I've been focusing a lot of time on content for the upcoming season, so hopefully you can look forward to that. Today's video is all about the end of the 2019-20 season though, and the teams and players I believe were the best in their respective categories. But before we do that, if this is the first time on the channel and you want to see more videos like this one, go ahead and subscribe and hit the bell notification icon so you know when the next video is released. We'll separate the categories into teams, players, and coaches, and they'll be listed as follows: the best team in the league, the biggest surprise team in the league, and the biggest disappointment of the league. For the players, we'll have the best signing, the best goalkeeper, the best player, the best young player, which means they have to be aged 23 and younger, the most improved player, and this means that they have to have played in the Premier League season before, and for the managers, we'll have the manager of the season. The best team in the league. This was Liverpool. There is no doubt, there is no question. 99 points, fewest goals conceded, unbeaten until February, and finished 18 points clear of Manchester City, one of the Premier League's best ever teams. And they won the trophy with 7 games to spare. I don't think that there's anybody who can argue that there was a better team than Liverpool in this Premier League season. The biggest surprise team. I have to give it to Sheffield United. As it did many teams and leagues around the world, COVID put a halt on Sheffield's incredible run. They were poised to make European competition for the 2021 season, but their form after lockdown let them down. Regardless, this was a team that was written off from the start of the season, with experts and analysts saying they would go back down to the Championship after just one season in the Premier League. Chris Wilder's side proved everybody wrong with an impressive 9th place finish. Special mention to Leicester City, having finished 9th the previous season and missing out on Champions League football on the final day against Manchester, securing 5th spot and Europa League competition. The biggest disappointment. The team that disappointed the most has to be Norwich City. Some great things were expected, especially after their terrific start and the rise of the Pookie Party, but it was short-lived as Daniel Farke's tactical prowess just wasn't up to standard in the long run. Maybe the next appearance in the Premier League will be a bit better than this one, although it's not really that much harder to achieve. We now move on to the players, starting off with the best goalkeeper. This one was especially difficult as there were 3 standout goalkeepers for me this season. It was Ederson, Nick Pope, and Dean Henderson. Expectations mean that Ederson was always going to be seen as a top goalkeeper this season, but Dean Henderson had a standout breakout season in the Premier League, conceding just 33 goals, making 97 saves and having a save percentage of 75%, along with 13 clean sheets. Nick Pope had a stellar season as well, especially considering he didn't play a single game of the 2018-19 Premier League season. And this season though, he played every minute and secured 15 clean sheets, up from 11 2 seasons ago in the 2017-18 season. He made 112 saves and has a save percentage of just above 71%. He conceded 50 goals and Burnley secured a 9th place finish. But for me, I have to give it to Ederson, the Golden Glove winner. He conceded just 28 goals and made 65 saves with a save percentage of 72%. He also secured 16 clean sheets to give him the Golden Glove. Now there's a lot of talk about expectation and what awards you deserve due to that. Many will say that Nick Pope wasn't expected to do so well and that's why he deserves to be the best goalkeeper. That's where I disagree. Just because someone is expected to do well and they don't surpass what's expected of them, it doesn't mean they weren't better than everybody else, and this is the case with Ederson, and will be the case later on in the video. Even though Henderson and Pope exceeded expectations and had incredible seasons, they still fell short of being the best, and that is what Ederson was. The best player. This is undoubtedly Kevin De Bruyne, who has been the best midfielder in the world for the last 3 years. He is now tied the Premier League assist holder, having managed 20 this season and scored 13 Premier League goals to boot for Manchester City. Aside from the incredible statistics, you can very well see that De Bruyne is the engine that runs Man City, and with him, they look like they can beat any team in the world on any given day. The best young player. Trent Alexander-Arnold, no competition. Once more, this is a case of exceeding expectations versus not actually being the best. Players like Nketiah, Greenwood, Pulisic, Cantwell, and even Mason Mount all had great seasons, especially considering that it was a first for most of them, but none of their seasons could possibly match up to Trent's. He was a key member in Liverpool's Premier League winning squad and registered the most assists this season than any other fullback in the competition's history with 13, second only to Kevin De Bruyne at 20. He's been delivering so consistently that some forget that he's only 21 years old. That means that he's going to have maybe another 10 or so years at the current level that he's playing. I don't think that there's been any young player at the age of 21 who has been delivering so consistently like Trent has been for Liverpool since Cristiano Ronaldo was 21 years old at Manchester United. The most improved player. As much as I would love to give it to Anthony Martial, the one deserving of this title is Southampton's Danny Ings. What a phenomenal season he's had. He has more than tripled his goal tally from last season and tied with a prolific Aubameyang just 1 goal short of the Golden Boot. The last time he scored more than 20 goals in a season was in the Championship with Burnley in 2013-14. Since then, he's managed to score more goals this season than he has in the previous 4 seasons he's competed in the Premier League combined. The best signing. Anyone would be nuts not to have Bruno Fernandes. With 14 games left in the Premier League, Man United were 14 points behind Leicester City. Then Bruno Fernandes happened. Since his arrival, Manchester United have not lost a single Premier League game, and no player has more goal contributions than Bruno in that time, which speaks to his influence. Bruno Fernandes is the best signing of this Premier League season, bar none. Finally, we've reached the manager of the season. Once more, expectation versus surpassing them. As such, nobody can claim to have had a better season than Jurgen Klopp. I don't have much to add about Liverpool than I've already added, but at a certain point Liverpool reached 73 out of a possible 75 points in the league after 25 matches. That's not just down to the team, that's down to the work of a supreme manager. Chris Wilder did a fantastic job and exceeded everyone's expectations, and Ole Gunnar Solskjaer did brilliantly to have Man United finish 3rd when in October, Jamie O'Hara said that Man United should be careful that they don't get relegated. But Klopp's achievement was too good to give him 2nd place. He was the Premier League's best manager this season. That's all from me on this episode of Talking Points. Thanks so much for watching. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below of who deserves what in the categories that I've mentioned in this video. Like the video if you did, subscribe to the channel if you haven't, and hit the bell notification icon so you know when the next video will be released. I'll talk to you again soon. Take care.